Hi guys, I just got 6 new ink samples. I placed an order for Twisby Matcha for a dear friend of mine as a thank you gift. She recently hosted us and made us a lovely meal, and just wanted to send, and she was playing with my fountain pens and enjoying them, so wanted to send her a little treat. And so with a special that was running this month, there was you could get a random 5-pack of ink samples with your purchase. So these are the random ones, and then this is the one I selected. I've been wanting to try Organic Studio Nitrogen for a long time. I love a good sheener. So we have 6 to play with, and I saved the nitrogen for last because when I go to dip the tools in the water, it usually just, the sheeners like that usually just completely like take over the water. So let's see what we have here. I have done no research on any of these colors. I have no idea what to expect. I kind of lined them up in what looked like it would be rainbow order based on what it looks like through here. But that is all I know. So I have done a lot of different types of swatching, since I started playing with inks, and and what I'm liking right now is this random plastic cap from, I don't even know what it's from. I don't even know if it's a cap, but I kind of like how it is just kind of random. That it doesn't leave like a perfect circle. I think some of my swatches, when they're too perfect, are annoying. And then when I go out of my way to try to make it not perfect, when I'm using like my speedball nib, it just, I don't know, it just feels unnatural. And this, I've just really been liking how it kind of leaves almost like an ink splat kind of look. I forgot to leave this open. Okay, so this first one is Jacques Herbin Rouge de Orient, and I have no French accent, so this is the Sailor Hicoro. You know what, I'm gonna write it down here. Dip pen and the medium nib. Okay, Jacques, this might actually be, is this my first Jacques Herbin to try? It can't be, but I don't remember writing the word Jacques Herbin before. And it's Rouge, am I in the frame? Yeah, okay. Rouge de Orient. All right, that's pretty. I like that. That's nice. It's kind of rich. Red family, but more of like a burgundy-ish. Very nice, very nice. The one thing about the Sailor Hicoro dip pen that I have to be careful of is sometimes there's like excess water in the barrel after I rinse it, and we don't want that. I thought about also making my swatch cards while I'm doing this video, but I think that might just take too long, so maybe I'll just do those off camera. Okay, so that is Jacques Herbin Rouge de Orient. The next one is Platinum Citrus Black. Okay, this one I'm excited about because I have thought about ordering this a couple of times and just never did. I love a legible orangey yellowy shade, and so maybe, I don't know if it's going to be legible in a pen. That might, no, I think that's going to be too light in a pen for my taste. But let's see how it looks in the, look, I keep doing this. I keep closing it and putting it back in as if I'm done with it. Platinum Citrus Black. Actually, it's drying darker, so maybe. The problem is, even when they dry darker, which I appreciate so you can read it, while I'm writing, I need to be able to read it. So it's not always like good enough. But yeah, it definitely dries darker for sure. Now I can see why it's called Citrus Black. It's almost like, I don't know if it's called this name for this reason, but it's almost like citrus, and then like it's like going bad while you're watching it. You know what I mean? It's like getting darker. Yeah, it definitely, look at how that has darkened a tremendous amount since I first put it down. That's crazy. I just don't know if I would write with it though, because even if I like the color once it's dry, My figure eights didn't, just while you're writing with it. I don't know. That's very unique. Very unique ink. I'm gonna have to experiment with that a little. Okay, this is the Ferris wheel press. Am I on camera? Tunes of Tinseltown. I have never tried a Ferris wheel press ink before. Ever. That looks like a gorgeous green in the bottle. I mean, really a gorgeous green. So I am excited to see how this one looks. Oh, pretty. I like that. That's pretty. What do you guys think of my cockamamie little random plastic tool here to get my ink swatches? See, like, this is already, like, too perfect for me. It's like, I don't want it to be like a blob. I want it to look more ink splatty. So, yeah. Oh, whoop, I'm doing the wrong tool. Okay, Ferris wheel press, Tunes of Tinseltown. I may have gone a little too deep in there. Ferris wheel. So I like writing with this. I have the Kakimori brass dip nib. I love the idea of it. I love, Karina Loves to Plan has really mastered writing with it and looks great when she writes it with it, but mine is just inconsistent. It's just, I don't write that well with it. So I like the way this writes, but I do find that it's like kind of wobbles a little bit in here. There's like a lot of give, and so I'm not that precise. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just kind of feel it's like wobbles back and forth when I put pressure on it. Oh, that's got a little shimmer in it. That's lovely. See that shimmer in the swatch? Looks like a little bit of a gold shimmer. Again, I have not Googled, like researched any of these. So, you know, I'm saying that it's gold shimmer because my eye sees gold, but like, you know, maybe it's a copper shimmer. But that's pretty. I like that. It's kind of like a muted tone of green. The next one is a Lamy Peridot. So is that going to be like a periwinkle? I don't know. Is Peridot like a well-known color name? And that also looks quite green. That looks super similar to the Ferris wheel press shade of green. So let's check it out. Get this water out of my dip pen. Whoa, got way too much in there. All right, so that's got a little bit more of a teal lean to it, but kind of a similar green family. But this looks very pretty. Yeah, I think Tunes of Tinseltown is more of a muted tone, and this Lamy Peridot, this is a really pretty color. I like this. I'm gonna write it over here because my swatch is a little lower. Lamy Peridot. Am I still in the frame? Peridot. All right, that's a really nice writer. That is giving me a nice consistent flow. That's really pretty. Is that sheening like purplish? Just spread that out a little bit. That looks like it might have a little bit of sheen in that saturated part. I'm not sure. Let's wait till it dries and see what happens. All right. Whoops, next. Okay, so this is Noodler's La Couleur Royale. The only other the only other Noodler's ink I have is just a sample of the Bay State Blue, and other than testing it when and swatching it when I first got it, I mean, I'm just way too scared to actually use it because I've seen videos of people using it and they can't get it out of their pen. They can't get it off of their sink. I mean, it's just looks like it's just wherever it goes. Oh, I've got to move that around before it just dries in like that. It just stays forever. So It just kind of sits in my, oh, that's pretty. That is such a pretty purple. All right, Noodlers. Maybe I'll use you, but I got to Google you first. Make sure you're not like the Bay State Blue and going to be like a permanent fixture in my life. Let's see. Well, it's promising. Came off my little plastic cap. That's good. Yeah, so I like the color of the Bay State Blue in the swatch. It was super pretty, but, you know, I'm not game to like stain my sink or stain my pens. All right, this is Noodler's Okay. I also, you know, I don't know too much of the background story about Noodlers, but I did Google like what makes Noodlers a divisive brand in the community, and based on what I found, I pretty much determined I probably would never purchase a Noodler's product. I do have the Conrad Flex pen that was one of the first pens my husband ordered for me because I wanted to try a Flex. But yeah, based on what I found, I'm not like running to go buy a bunch of Noodler stuff. But since this is a random ink sample and I couldn't choose and I just splattered ink over here, I will probably just use the sample. We will see. All right, that is Noodler's I don't know French, La Couleur, Royale. And our last one, the one that I am most excited about because it's the one I actually chose, is the Organic Studios Nitrogen. The other sheener that I've never tried that I've been wanting to try is the KWZ Sheen Machine. You know what? I think I'm lying. I think I tried it at the Manny Pen show. I should double check that. It was kind of such a blur. I tried so many inks at the ink sampling station called The Reef. They had like such a cool setup to try a bunch of inks. And I may have tried it there, but it was, you couldn't really swatch them. All you could, they were in Gin House Sharks. So I think I tried it there, but it was a pretty fine point. Wow. That's got, you know, a lot of color payoff. I'm just trying to get this off the little cap. I don't want it to stain. That's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. I knew I was going to love this ink. So that's why I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I did try because I feel like I remember writing down KWZ Sheen Machine, but didn't really get to see it in its like full glory, like this. I did like it though in the pen, if I'm remembering correctly. I tried it. Organic. Why am I writing so small all of a sudden? Nitrogen. That is really pretty. Yep, I like it. Lovely ink. I kind of want to just use that more that's on this tip. Wow, I mean, I guess I got a lot more in that last dip. Nitrogen. Okay. I'm pretty pumped with Organic Studios Nitrogen. Like, that's very pretty. Like bright blue with a purple sheen. It's kind of given a little bit of like Cosmic Glow, except I think of Cosmic Glow as darker. Vibe is much more red. It's kind of given a little Vinta Maharlika, which I like, but I think of that one also as darker. So yeah, I like it. Very pretty. So that's what we have. Very pretty. Let's do a quick review in case anyone really wants to do a deep dive on any of these. We've got the Jacques Herbin, a Rouge de Orient. Very pretty red. Like pinky tones in it. Rougey. Yeah, rouge is the right word. Platinum Citrus Black, very strange color. I mean, it went down very yellow, and it dries dark. So definitely legible once it's dry, especially like where I wrote the words. I'm just, during the actual writing process, I like to be able to see what I'm writing. So I don't know. I could see maybe using that for artsy kinds of things, but Not sure. I can't imagine I'd ever order a bottle of that, but I'll try to use my sample. Ferris wheel press, Tunes of Tinseltown. This is very pretty. It's very pretty, like muted green. It's got, you know, a little bit of that gold shimmer in there. But it's not a color that I think I would be like, you know, there's some colors where I'm just like, I've got to get into a pen. I've just, like, it's almost like having a piece of candy. It's like a craving. You just like really want to use a certain, like, I just don't see myself ever being like, I've got to use Tunes of Tinseltown. Whereas I totally see myself doing that with, well, for sure with this one. But perhaps even with the Lamy Peridot. Like, that's, to me, that's a very pretty shade of green. It's got like a kind of an emerald vibe going on. Like it's got a teal lean without being teal. It's still green to me. So I really like that. And then I also really like this purple, La Couleur Royale. My two kind of main go-to purples these days are Diamond Imperial Purple and Iroshizuku Murasaki Shikibu. And I feel like this leans more toward the Murasaki Shikibu side of things. Ooh, there's the Organic Studios Nitrogen. I'll get that. Which I have an entire bottle of. And like I said, I'm not like running out to buy Noodlers anytime soon. So I think this is pretty, but Murasaki Shikibu will continue to kind of hold down the fort in that color family. I also, on this order, got 2 sets of cartridges. I was trying to meet the like minimum shipping threshold, or maybe I was meet the free gift with purchase threshold. And I've been really loving my 2 Pilot Kakunos a lot lately. And I've been using the Pilot Black cartridges, one of them, and the other one I've been, I actually tried just refilling an empty Pilot cartridge, and it wasn't working. I don't know, something, like I think after 1 or 2 times of refilling it, the cartridge is just like, it's done. Something with the airflow gets messed up. I don't know, the physics of it all. But so I knew I wanted some more Pilot cartridges so that I could just, because I didn't want to get like another converter. I have a Con 40, which I really don't like, and I have the Con 70 in my good Pilot pen. I have a Pilot Custom 74 that was a birthday present last month from a friend, which was just the nicest thing ever. So anyway, so I wanted to get some Pilot ink cartridges, and since I'm very much been in a purple mode lately, and I don't have a lot of purples, I got the Pilot Purple, so I'm excited to test that one out. And then, again, since I've been in a purple mode, I also got the Monteverde Purple Rain, which I think these are just like the standard cartridge, so I can put these in kind of other, but these were so affordable, like super, I mean, there's 12 cartridges in here, and I don't remember how much it was, but it was not a lot. So yeah, that is it. And then I mentioned I got the Matcha Twisby for a dear friend of mine, so I'm not gonna unbox it or anything because I want to keep everything intact, but there's matcha. I got it in a fine for her. And then I finally got myself a grip so that I could be a little bit more, you know, professional when it comes to taking nibs out of, you know, grip sections and stuff. Just thought this would be very handy. There have been many times when I wish I had something like this lying around. So I got my grip. Last but not least, these were on sale, and they're just so cute. So I got this washi tape of cats. I don't have any cat washi tapes, so even though I have way too many washi tapes, I didn't feel that guilty getting a cat one because my one and only. Where is the end? Okay, here. So let's get a piece of that down and see how that looks. And even though this is my ink journal, I'm going to swatch this right here. Okay, that's completely and totally, oh, it's still going. Oh, all right, so it goes all the way to there before it repeats. Can we see? So yeah, just a cute little cat washi tape. And so I'm gonna cut it off here. So yay, I will get a lot of use out of this, especially when I write about King Rascal the Great, our 24-pound fluffy love machine. He's so cute. And that is it. Thank you for hanging out with me while I swatched my new inks. Look how beautiful that's drying down. And I said I would go back and look at the Lamy for sheen. I don't really think it's sheening. I think I just kind of pooled a lot of ink there in the center. The only one, I'm getting the shimmer off of here, but I'm not really getting a sheen off of anything other than obviously the beautiful sheen on the nitrogen. All right, guys, have a super fantastic day. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.